that decision of forming the political federation in 1963. Picture zangu nyinyi waheshimiwa. I'm glad Tanganyika and Zanzibar moved ahead and formed Tanzania, that has played a very unique role in the liberation of Southern Africa, as well as the fight against Idi Amin in Uganda. Because remember, Muungano wa Tanganyika na Zanzibar was 1964. That was after Mwalimu and Mzee Karume noticed the hesitation by Obote and Kenyatta. That's how Mwalimu and Sheikh Abedi Karume said, wacha tuende mbele sisi. Because in the 1963 meeting, Zanzibaris were not yet independent. I don't think Zanzibar was independent by 1963. Even Kenya was not yet independent, but they were coming to independence. I think Zanzibar got independent in 64.
Revolution is 64. Independence was 63.
63. Oh, okay.
When we didn't want that independence, we did revolution.
Okay. So when Mr. Obote and Mzee Kenyatta hesitated, Tanganyika and Zanzibar went ahead and formed the United Republic of Tanzania. As I said in Soroti the other day, when Soroti on another occasion, if that decision had been implemented, the one of 1963, there would have been no problem of Idi Amin in Uganda. Possibly the problems of Rwanda and Burundi could have been solved earlier and with less loss of blood, of life. The Federation of East Africa would have found it easier to deal with the problems of South Sudan and Somalia. We need to remind ourselves that when we had a connected trade area in this area, there was no country called United States of America. When we had the connected trade area here, when I could trade from coast to Uganda, there was no United States of America. What do we say about these ancient societies of ours sitting around for the last 600 years and watching foreigners taking slaves from Africa, building strength until they were strong enough to either to enter the interior of Africa and colonize it? What do we say? Anyway, when we had the opportunity to play a role, we did the necessary. Working with Mzee Arap Moi and Ndugu Benu Mkapa, we restored the EAC. It has moved forward. However, there are still obstacles that stunt the growth of these economies. Take the issue of banning products or unlicensing them so that they do not enter the other member states. You hear people saying that country X has a bumper crop this year and will therefore not allow products from the other countries to enter that market. What then happens is that producers of that product migrate to other enterprises and forget about the unlicensed product. 2 years down the road, you hear that there is a shortage in the same country X, and they want to buy the product. By that time, the product is no longer being produced in the country that was blocked. Even if Uganda is producing a lot of maize, for instance, we have never banned maize products from other East African countries. If we are producing maize, if we have a bumper crop, let other maize also come, and the Ugandans buy whatever is cheaper or better. Instead of saying, this year come, next year don't come, then what happens? I leave that business and do something else if there is no sufficient market. We have a lot of milk products. However, we have never banned milk products from other countries. The Ugandans, some of the Ugandans there, wanted me to ban Tanzanian rice. That mpunga wa Tanzania unaua walimaji Uganda. I said, if they are dying, they are dying easily. So if they are dying, let them die and we'll get more fit rice growers from Tanzania. I could not agree because there are 4 mistakes there. Number one, I am forcing Ugandans to buy more expensive rice of the inefficient Ugandan rice growers. That's mistake number one. Number two, I am undermining the Tanzanian rice grower, because if he's efficient, we should all encourage him so that he grows. But if we deny him the market by administrative means, then we are undermining him. Number three, I am also kulemaza. Kulemaza is our local word meaning to cripple my own rice growers. Because if you give them this artificial protection, they will never be efficient. Let them be efficient and compete with the Tanzanians. Why do you protect the inefficient? But number four, then if I ban Tanzanian rice, Tanzania italipiza kisasi, ban also something from me. Come on, Mom, I can't be part of that historical mistake. So I said, no, if you can't compete with rice, you leave rice and do rice in chakula ya Wahindi na watu na Wachina na watu wengine. Lima muhogo, which you can do better. I'm glad that Mzee Moi and Mzee Mkapa worked with me to reconnect the markets of this area. Besides, we went beyond the mere re-establishment of the CTA, Connected Trading Area, and we created what is supposed to be a free trade area that also aims at political integration by creating the Federation of East Africa. I salute our brothers of Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, DRC, South Sudan, and Somalia for joining the EAC and therefore reconnecting the old CTA. You remember we had the CTA 1,000 years ago, Connected Trade Area, which had been disconnected by the Belgians and the Germans and all those people who came in because of our weaknesses. So now, the former CTA is now fully assembled. But it's now more than a CTA, it is now an FTA, a free trade area. We have gone up. Let us now consolidate and move forward together. We, the Pan-Africanists, insist on the economic integration of the whole continent of Africa, and in some cases, the political integration of some parts of Africa, such as East Africa, because of the 3 historic missions we distilled from the beginning. These are prosperity for African people through creating an integrated market that is large enough to buy sustainably goods and services produced or provided by the African wealth creators and workers. You see, when we talk of integration, it's not an emotional thing. It's not that I want to be with the Kenyans, I want to be with the Tanzanians, I'm dying to be with this one. No. You need it for your wealth creators. If your wealth creators produce a good or a service, who will buy that good and service sustainably and on a big scale? The good thing is that Africans are asleep. Kulala naye ni vizuri. Because when you are asleep, you don't know where the danger is. A snake can enter your house and kill you, and you will die peacefully because you don't know. But when you wake up and you, like the Ugandans used to be very tribalistic. Tribalism, religion, Catholics, Protestants, Muslims. Now, when we have been fighting with them, they are woken up a bit now. So they produce a lot of milk. The internal market is not enough. The maize, the internal market is not enough. So if the Africans wake up, then they will be able to see the blindness